Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessATrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Guys, do me a favor, just take a second out. If you like what we're doing, support the channel. All you got to do is click the like button, subscribe, share if you haven't come aboard just yet. And I will, again, continue to try to do my best on a day-to-day basis to kind of point you in the right direction. So last week, I would say pretty big sell-off, right? NASDAQ down 10%. We started the week yesterday trying to rally, as we talked about on last night's video. There was a couple of body blows that the market took. Pretty much shook it off and kind of went on its way. And towards the end of the day, the NASDAQ went red. Again, not the worst thing in the world, but again, at least the bulls showed some sort of fight. You woke up this morning, if you guys remember last night, as I was recording the video, the future started shooting up. And again, you realistically, and we talk about this all the time, nothing goes straight down. So, even in the worst markets, you're going to get some sort of bounce. Even if you go back to 2022's 35% decline in NASDAQ, you'll kind of see the same MO play out. But, you started the day and NASDAQ was, up about 250 points pre-market. You had the Dow up about 900 points. You said to yourself, all right, we probably get a bounce day. Let's see if we get to the 5-day moving average, and let's see what happens if the market can reclaim. If not, they'll get rejected, and probably, most chances than not, they'll start rolling back over. So bulls started going very, very strong out the gate. At one point, the Dow was up about 1,300 points, nearly up about 4%. You had the S&P up about 2%, and the NASDAQ was up 800 points, right? About 4%. And you started seeing some headlines come out, right? You started seeing some headlines in the morning that Trump was sitting down, I believe, with South Korea, positive conversation, again, very, very friendly, positive conversation, very organic, right? And the market liked the news, and, we just started going really, really aggressively higher. And all I kept on saying today in the webinar, I go, there's no way in hell. There is absolutely no way in hell I'm buying strength in this tape. And we were waiting for dips. And in a weird way, by around 11 o'clock, they never came. The dips never came. And I said, all right, you know what? Our window is closing. I'm definitely not chasing into strength. I said this repeatedly in the webinar. I go, I don't care if the market is up 10,000 points. Okay, you trade because you have value. You don't trade because the market is open. Again, the shiny colors, the bells and whistles, that's for the tourists. Right? That's for the tourists. Again, you want to be making sure you know exactly which way the wind is blowing. And slowly but surely, we started approaching the 5-day moving average. And you can see here, the QQQs got rejected literally within a penny, right? Yesterday's high was 443.14 on the Qs. Today's high was 443.13. Yes, technical analysis doesn't work, right? So it gets rejected off the 5-day moving average, and we're slowly but surely started coming down. Not a big deal, starting down. I said to myself, okay, whatever. My window is closing. And I said, well, before we close that window, right? Well, let's give the market another half hour, an hour or so. We were approaching lunchtime. Oh, let's give the market an hour or so. And if they can't rebound, right? If they can't form up, let's start looking for some bottom ranges. Yada, yada, yada. The earth opened up and swallowed anybody who got long today into strength. You had a major headline that came out. And this was coming from the White House, right? Coming from the White House. And they basically said, we are moving forward. Remember, the deadline is tonight, 12 o'clock, right? At 12:01, it kicks in. We are moving forward with 104% tariffs on China. you know what was going to happen next, right? If you traded, you knew what was going to happen next, right? This is the headline around lunchtime. And then next thing you know, we went absolutely into death spiral mode. The NASDAQ went up from 800 points to down like 300 points. We closed down like 300 points on the day. Let me just see the exact numbers. The Dow went, just how crazy this is. The Dow went from up 1,300 to being down 300. It's a 1,600 point swing. The NASDAQ went from being up 800 to closing down 300 points on the day. And all I kept on thinking was, I don't understand how people could be treating this environment below the 200-day moving average, right? Even if we had no spin cycle of news, you're treating this market like every single bounce is the bottom market. And I said this, was it last night's video that I said it? I go, people are treating this tape like it's all or none. We're either going to crash or this is a generational buying opportunity. It proved out to be wrong on both sides. Folks, it's just another trading day. And today, well, it's just another trading day. But what today did was reject technically off of the 5-day moving average above yesterday's highs, right? And now we are setting up for lower prices for tomorrow. Obviously, if you are along this market, again, I at this point, I just don't know what to say. Yes, can you take things for a day trade to get some cash flow? Absolutely. But put yourself over and over again with exposure overnight below the 200-day moving average is mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And somebody asked me last night on social media, like Dan, when do you know it's the bottom? I go, you don't. That's the whole point. You don't. But your first clue is when stocks stop going down on bad news, right? That's your first clue, okay? And your second clue is when we at least reclaim back a major moving average. In this case, it'd be making back or getting back below a back above the 200-day moving average. Folks, the 200-day moving average is 494, okay? We are 416. We are nowhere close to reclaiming a big level. So going into tomorrow, right? Now we got to see how China responds. Okay, they responded today in the morning. Basically they're saying we're not going to be bullied around, but they haven't really given us specific items of how they are planning to reciprocate. Right, the 104% tariff that Trump basically is spanking on them. They have till tonight, right? Till midnight to kind of figure things out, right? Either bow down and kiss the ring or stand up and fight. Again, like I said in last night's video, who really thinks they're going to bow down and kiss the ring? I don't, okay? So tomorrow, we're going to have some things going on, right? I promise you one thing, we will not have a flat open. The key now for the bulls, right, is get back above the 5-day moving average. Folks, again, that is from here, from the closing price. Okay, that's 17 points. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. That's 21 points above where we close. Not going to be easy. So my game plan tomorrow is, and again, I said this on social media. I go, if this was Shapiro, 25 years old, I would be short with both hands overnight. Both hands overnight. But I'm not, right? I'm not. There are just way too many moving parts. There are way too many fluid situations. There are way too many news things. They could, at some point, maybe even crank the market higher tomorrow. So the 50-year-old Shapiro is saying, yeah, I don't want that risk. But I will say this much. I am hoping for a gap up. Because if we can gap up tomorrow, right? If we can gap up on some minute nonsense news, right? Where it's deemed nonsense, and we get stuff that's supply with a lower high and start taking out today's ranges and confirms yesterday's ranges, we should have some absolute monster value. And if you look at the names for tomorrow, right? If you absolutely look for the names for tomorrow, guys, we are set up really, really well. Look at Tesla, right? Look at Tesla. We saw some buyers come in today for the 200 weeklies. Folks, look how close this thing is to confirming the March lows and losing this Bollinger Band, right? This thing. Yeah, I am definitely watching Tesla. Look at MSTR, folks. Again, Bitcoin put up a little bit of a fight yesterday, now starting to sell off in that 75, 76 area. Guys, this is the first close on MSTR below the 200-day moving average, right? Below the 200-day. If this thing can confirm the February lows, right? If it can confirm the February lows, it literally stopped there 3 times. If it can confirm the February lows, man, this thing could get walloped. So we're definitely watching that. NVIDIA today had a great run, rejected like everything else into the 10-day moving average. I'm watching it below to today's channel to the downside. And obviously, if we could get all the way back down to Monday's cycle, will be very, very aggressive. Apple, Apple got murdered today, right? We'll get to the pivots in a second. Apple got murdered today. There was an afternoon pivot. I forgot to put it on the Twitter feed, but I think a lot of you guys took it. I took it also right before I went to lunch. It was that 84 area. And I said, if this thing can lose 84, there's a chance this thing really gets hit. Matter of fact, if you go by regular Dan, if you follow me on X or Twitter, Dan Shep 55, I said that 184 level is a pretty big level in the 60-minute support. It held it several times. If it could lose that level, it could salt. So as you can see, the stock got absolutely hit very, very aggressively. Somebody from the White House, I forgot who it was, actually came out and said, well, Apple doesn't need China. We can make their iPhones here. Yeah, sure. If you want to pay $19,000 an iPhone, absolutely. Who the hell is going to work for 7 cents an hour creating the Apple iPhone in the United States? So there's a massive, massive big mess tomorrow, or potentially for tomorrow. We are going to definitely see the specific response from China, I'm guessing between the time I'm recording the video and tomorrow morning, or, maybe they won't, right? Maybe they won't, and these tariffs will go into full effect. But again, is that really a good thing? Is that exactly what you want to see? So there's a lot of names out there that look absolutely horrible, that are about to test not even today's ranges, yesterday's ranges. And if those ranges start to fall, I will definitely be interested in the bottom channels. So let's talk about today's pivot. So I missed everything in the morning on the upside. There was actually pivots that I wanted here. You see this pivot here, 83.40 needs to build. Amazon went to 85.90. I didn't get a piece of this trade. And the reason why I didn't get a piece of this trade, 83.40 was the pre-market high. And about 5 minutes to the open, right? 5 minutes to the open, that's when they announced that Trump had a very, very positive meeting with South Korea. So Amazon literally went 5 minutes before the bell from 83.40 to 85.90. I didn't have a chance to even react. Meta did exactly the same thing. It put up like a $7, $8 candle. All these stocks did exactly the same thing. The one stock I traded to the upside today, I scratched in. And the reason why I scratched in, I was watching Apple. And I said to myself, well, if we are going to rally, let's take the one that hasn't rallied, right? Again, as you can see, there's two-sided trades on everything, right? If it got smoked the last 3 days and lost like $650 billion worth of market cap, maybe this thing plays catch up. So I get long Apple. It only goes up like 40 cents. That's the problem. It should have exploded, like absolutely exploded, like really, really aggressively, considering how much it lost in market value, and it didn't do so, right? Ultimately went to 90, but I use break even as my stop because, again, what's the alternative? You can't wait to see what happens next, because if you waited what happens next, well, that's the pivot. That's the whole point. That's why I started shorting the 184 to the downside pivot, because again, anything that can't rally is going to lose the bottom range. And slowly but surely, like I talked a couple of minutes ago, the earth just opened up. The bottom ranges just started getting confirmed one after the other, and things got absolutely smoked. Amazon, 177.50 held twice. If it builds below, can flush. Guys, look at Amazon. Massive, massive move down, right? So here was the 60-minute view. Okay, let me get rid of this magical wick. Okay, you see this? You see these two candles here, right? You see these two candles here. The bottom of this candle here was 177.50. And this candle here was 177.50, right? So it held twice on the 60-minute support. Once it lost that 177.50 area, stock traded all the way down to 168. Just huge, just absolutely huge. It's got absolutely murdered. NVIDIA, same thing, 101.36. If it builds below, can flush, right? Here was NVIDIA. Okay, 101.83 was the low from this green. You see this green line, right? 101.36 was the low here. Once it took out that 101.36, it just got absolutely destroyed Stock went all the way down to 94 and change. So obviously, you didn't need a lot of pivots to the downside. It's just one of those things that you always have to know the direction and the wind, the way is blowing. And today, once I missed any opportunity because of that South Korea announcement prior to the opening bell, I said to myself, there's no way in hell I'm chasing stocks to the upside, yada, yada, yada. Market got rejected off the 5-day moving average, lost the bottom ranges, and here we are. Guys, tomorrow should definitely be interesting. Let's see how China responds, if they respond with anything specific overnight. I am definitely watching bottom channels for tomorrow. At least that's where the value is. I don't know if the market will go lower, but at least that is where the value is. I am hoping for a gap up open, because if we could get a gap up open, get stuffed into supply, roll over, take out today's channels, we should get some great value. Guys, God bless everybody. Have a great night, and God's help, I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.